Vincent. Very warm welcome to Newsnight.
Thank you for having me.
How would you describe the council's elections in Rivers? The people have spoken and they said it was peaceful, free, and fair.
Yes, it does not matter the opinion of people in Rivers State. What matters in this context is the constitutionality or otherwise of the exercise, whether it enjoys the approval of the law, whether the action of the sole administrator in Rivers State is founded in a democratic, under the constitution, as the case may be. Nigeria is a federation governed by law, and every action of government must drive its legal validity and legal validity and effect from the constitution. The constitution being the diagram norm from which every other norms derive its legal validity and effect. Beyond this point, Section 1, Sub 1 of the Constitution states that the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria is supreme, and its provisions shall have a binding force on all persons and authority throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Section 1, Sub 2 provides that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed, nor shall any person or group of persons take control or governance of any part of the federation or any part thereof, except in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. Having laid this foundation, what is the constitutionality or legality of what has transpired in Rivers State today? Is it known to law? The answer is no. It is not known to law. You cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. It must crumble like a pack of cards. There is no pedestal. There's no yardstick upon which the election of local government election in Rivers State today gravitate. It must crumble like a pack of cards. It requires a courageous judicial intervention to declare every action done today a nullity.
Very well. Now, tell us, did Yaga Africa monitor the council election in Rivers State?
Well, thank you very much for having me. So Yaga Africa did not directly deploy observers to Rivers State. However, our state coordinator who runs an organization did observe the elections, and we have received full briefing on what transpired in Rivers State. But I listened to your guest, and I think that he's laid a very strong and solid foundation upon which this discussion needs to be premised, and which is the fact that you have an emergency situation in Rivers State. Can we say that elections can be conducted under the current circumstances and deem those elections to be democratic or credible? My answer is no. Because this election itself is an aberration. It totally violates provisions of the Constitution. And we have to make a decision as a country whether we want to uphold the Constitution or we want to govern this big nation, this blessed nation, based on the whims and caprices of individuals that have political power. And it's just unfortunate what actually transpired, today. You can see a weaponization of democratic instruments to subvert the entire constitutional order in the state. The fact that you have an appointed sole administrator, the Constitution, yes, may be silent about this particular issue. You've not dealt with the question of the legitimacy of the state of emergency itself, coupled with the fact that you have a sole administrator. You are now layering that with the conduct of an election that shouldn't be. You clearly see that all of this is driven by several political undertones, and it's just really, really unfortunate. We thought that perhaps when order is restored, then you have a democratically elected governor, you have a state house of assembly. Because at the moment, which law governed the conduct of the local government election? Is it the state electoral law for the state, which we know was in inchoate status before the state of emergency was delivered? Or which regulation actually governed this? Yes, the National Assembly went ahead and approved the appointment, of state members of the State Electoral Commission by the sole administrator. And this itself, it's really unfortunate for our democracy. And we cannot keep quiet in the face of this attack on constitutionalism. The reason why the Supreme Court nullified those elections 6 months ago was simply because the local government election was conducted in clear violations of Section 150 of the Electoral Act. So this election conducted today violates the Electoral Act. Why? Because the issue related to time frame for elections were not met. The procedures for the voting and collation of the results, they were also not met. The issue about notice, all of these factors as outlined in Part 6 of the Electoral Act, vis-a-vis Section 140, they were all broken. And so this election, we cannot say, meets the test of constitutionality. And we have to continually make this point. Yes, politicians, are weaponizing democratic instruments. They are ignoring and acting with so much impunity. But it doesn't mean that men and women of good conscience must fold their hands and just accept this. Because what the political actors want is for citizens to keep quiet in the face of assault to the Constitution. And we will not let that happen.